Month is important. It's the time where we recognize the African Americans who made a difference. Even though they were undecided, they strived for greatness, accepted the color of their skin, and they weren't looking for forgiveness.
Black History Month is educational. It's the time where we learn about unknown African Americans and been hidden in the dark for so long. To learn about them, is that so wrong? Growing up in this generation where you see your race being portrayed as
loud, uneducated, obnoxious, having baby daddy, baby mama drama, only surviving off welfare, living in a government organized system that keeps the poor poor.
It's important to learn that there are people back then who didn't succumb to that lifestyle, teaching us that anything is possible if you're willing to go the extra mile.
Our textbooks say that our history starts off on slave ships, but Europeans decided to remain ignorant about Africa's contributions because they were different. They didn't take the time to observe their culture, art, or religion. They decided that Africans were savages and had no way of life.
But it's proven that Africa already discovered the planet's rotation. This was 150 to 200 years earlier than Galileo and Copernicus had this technology. But Africa was deemed as a dark land with no history, with its people as savages and a wandering mystery. It's important for us to know that there are people outside of our textbooks that made a difference. We shouldn't confine ourselves into thinking that we are limited. We know about Harriet Tubman.
She helped slaves escape.
We know about Madam C.J. Walker.
She made the perm.
We know about Martin Luther King.
He had a dream.
We know about Rosa Parks.
She said, "Child, please." What about Charles Drew, first African American to build the first large-scale blood bank?
What about Otis Boykin, first African American to create an artificial heart pacemaker? What about Bessie Griffin, first African American to create an amputee self-feeding device? After seeing the injured soldiers in World War II, she knew there was something she had to do.
What about Valerie Thomas, the first African American to create a 3D optical illusion device?
What about Ella Baker, an African American woman whose actions were appreciated through the civil rights movement? What about Frederick Jones, first African American to create an air conditioning unit? So we have him to thank as we aboard the E, laying back, chilling, drinking our sweet tea.
It's important for us, for all of us to know that we are not a race that should be looked upon with a stank face. It's important for us to learn and grow outside of the stereotypical, expired, 4x4, socially accepted box, and stand up for what's right while others laugh and mock. And Black History Month is not just about Black history. Black History Month is about so much more. It's about embracing the legacy that undiscovered champions left behind.
It's about acknowledging the impact that underrated victors produce.
It's about teaching the youth to keep pushing no matter what. Black history is worth remembering.
Very good. We thank you for your attention on this morning.